Do, 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 do. Well, welcome back to the Fishin' Musician. Today we have a special guest star, Scott Grant out of
I'm good.
British Columbia.
I'm here for a lesson.
Star of stage and screen out of LA, Toronto. Uh, so we've been looking at. I sent you some video to check out. It doesn't matter. This is that lovely gentleman. What is his name? I should know. They don't really. They somehow. I'm not seeing it right away, but he talks about ancient molar technique. Right? It's like, as I was saying to you, it's like visiting the museum. He's gone back in time, and snare drum, the art of snare drum technique began to develop. It was before someone figured out that they could save the band leader hiring another musician to play the bass drum, because they invented a pedal, and now I can play the bass drum. And then the low boy, or the sock, and I the hi-hat. I played the pedal, used to be down here. Right? And somebody got the idea, we put it on a post, and now I can also play it with my hand. Hey. And suddenly all those other guys were out of work. But and that was called the contraption, which is where the idea of traps came from. The contraption. But this stuff started, they were marching in the rain into battle. The big sticks and this big drum slung over their shoulder. And stuff developed. Side drum technique, right? Which apparently turned into what is a German technique, and all this neat stuff. And then you've got these motions, and this gentleman talks about the idea that this is why it's so cool, because it's so gosh darn, there's no clever monkey involved. We're gonna do the fingers. We're gonna push and pull. We're gonna snap the hand back to the thing, back and left, and then we're gonna play, and we're gonna rotate and make two motions for every two notes. Well, that certainly can't be half the effort, twice the speed. The idea is to learn how to make one motion and get two notes, or three notes, or four, or five, which is what you were doing. We went up to four. That would be the Chad Wackerman exercise, right?
Yeah.
Multiple rebounds with one turn. The whole gig, Murray's thing. And again, that's why this ancient molar technique, going to the museum, what were the cavemen doing? What were they doing? How did they look? Because instead of abandoning everything that came before, because we're so clever now, we're the modern man, perhaps we could learn something from the ancient techniques. And when that gentleman was talking about the idea that you can, and there are guys that endorse this approach to playing. Okay, no right or wrong way to play, but as Dick Wilson would say, but there are more efficient ways to play. And if you can find a way to play that's more efficient than this, I'd like to know it. This is thing. So this idea that the grip is in the back of the hand somewhere. See, it's really about the wrist turn. And if the stick is rebounding, there's a fulcrum somewhere. That's something Richard Martinez would say. If it's rebounding, there's a fulcrum somewhere. We're going to sing for a minute. Hopefully it'll come back. And so he says, and then he is moving in a molar-esque kind of way, because he's discussing ancient molar. Then he talks about there's this side drum technique that he thinks came before German. And so he talks about how the hand might move thusly. And you see that if we're in German grip, palm down, the stick would come up to here if we didn't understand the fact that the wrist eventually will lead the arm up, and then we can get all the height we want. Still wrist. But if we were just to leave the arm alone, we could only come up to here. But you can see how back in the day somebody said, "Oh, I can get more. I can get more distance between the tip of the stick and the drum, so I get more torque if I come out sideways." Yeah, I can see how. See, you can see you're talking about playing your talking drums. You say, "Well, that's kind of how. Yeah, that's what I do." So everything fits together. There's a lineage to this stuff. But what you get from that is just this idea of turning your wrist. And then he says that, or I can move the, he doesn't talk about fulcrums, but he moves the grip to the front of the hand. He says that now the fingers are free to do what they're perhaps available. Now we would consider them available so that we can use them. What we notice is just by following this simple idea of turning our wrist and deciding where the fulcrum will be in the hand, we begin to notice that, oh yeah, well, it seems like if you leave everything alone, yeah, the fingers can move. You know, there's some freedom in the hand, right? Not if you're clutching with ancient molar, right? And he talks about that. Says now you can't use any fingers. And we don't want to use any fingers, but we do want to see what the fingers would do relative to the wrist. If we leave them alone, we move the fulcrum to the front of the hand, and we start to realize that we get certain things happening. In traditional, the idea of being clever about it and throwing your hand open and then squeezing, just like we don't want to throw the hand open and squeeze over here, which some people endorse. That's two motions for every two notes. But following, I'm frozen again, but by following the Spivack tact, if I really know what I'm doing over here, and I actually learn how to rotate, or Martinez has come up with circumduction, because there would be a little turn somehow. That's getting into details that we don't need to discuss. But if I'm just simply rotating, and I leave my fingers alone, the first finger it's moving, just like the first finger over here is doing something. Because the hand will do something. I'm not using my fingers here or here. You get it for free. It's half the effort, twice the speed. All this stuff that's up online that has us doing stuff seems less productive. It won't provide you the efficiency that comes from turning your wrist and deciding where the fulcrum will be. There. Now with the throw, I sent you that video, so you started thinking, well, that must be no, that's the molar throw. Because he talks about it, it's ancient molar. And then there's modified molar. We're not doing that. We'd love to talk to Murray about how, and I have him on tape talking about his traditional grip and how his teacher told him to do something, and he went back to the teacher and said, I find myself wanting to do this, because if I don't put my first finger on that stick, the stick just goes flying around, and I have no control. I don't know where it's going to go. One day I'll make a recording of that and put it up online. But Murray and Dick cottoned on. I guess this would be continued evolution, the continuity of snare drum technique, where they realized that we didn't need, just like using the fingers is counterproductive, so is involving motion from the elbow. would be molar. We don't make a motion doing that. We keep this whole thing in the wrist. So when we make a throw, this is a wrist turn. See? The elbow came out a little. Get it for free. We don't move it. And then we turn our wrist again, and we have a delay at whatever's going on in Canada or here in LA. See, it's all in wrist, 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 wrist. Now, Dick Wilson would come up more, and then Murray would complain that it was a gooseneck, but he was just getting more volume. But whatever it is, it's a wrist turn, in both directions. So we're looking to get that. Yeah, it's already better. You don't need to use your arms until you get into crescendo strokes, and the arms are following the wrist. They're not leading. So it's always wrist. Right? Correct. Okay. So the idea that we just need to learn what a wrist turn is really a big deal. Now for me, and I'd like to find it, I used to have a lamp. Dick Wilson and I were shopping at what was Home Depot, I guess it was. Home Depot. They're gone now. But there was this fulcrum lamp, and it was a very neat lamp, and I had it. And throughout the years, it's disappeared. But and I think I went online looking for something. You know, if I were a sculptor, the idea of this thin, and Dick had a triple beam scale at his house on the grand piano at all times. And I think he liked looking at it because that's a fulcrum system, that's a lever system. Right? And when you start to really get in touch with the lever system, this area, have you ever seen a teeter-totter with a really wide fulcrum? This is more efficient. And when you start to get this stuff, it feels, look, it feels like if I blow on it, I probably should do it. Just a slight wind, or like a windmill. Is that what it is? Right? You know, where they get free energy because the thing is just spinning. It's spinning on a fulcrum. And the slightest breeze is so precisely lined up and balanced. The slightest breeze will send it in that direction. Now, if you were to send a breeze in the other direction, it would go back. It takes very little. The efficiency of the fulcrum is really cool. So when I get this thing going, for instance, in tradition, you can really feel, it's quite fascinating. I can feel, you have to feel this. Now there's a fulcrum somewhere here in the wrist. Right? Or you could consider the fulcrum where the fulcrum would be if we let the stick down. So you could imagine it where the fulcrum potential would exist, right here in the crotch of the thumb. And it just does this. Do this with me in traditional. I don't know if you play any traditional. Do you play any traditional, Scott?
What's that?
You play any traditional grip?
I did for a little while.
Okay, so if you just let the stick sit in your hand, so let it sit there, get down over the surface. Get down, you want to be, you know, in the left, perhaps parallel to the plane surface, which we'd call the floor. But you see, if you just go this way and this way, and at the same speed, so if there's a puff of wind underneath at this side, and then there's a puff of wind underneath at that side, or there's a puff of wind downward on this side, and then downward, and it just goes back and forth so delicately. It just feels like a triple beamer. It has this very precise, gentle, hardly requires any force to get it. Look, I want to build a sculptor that has a very, very tiny little fulcrum. Maybe with the right, I'd have to go find the right metal rod, or you go to an arts and crafts store, I don't know where, and it would be so flexible that it could give a little bit. And then you put a little, remember the Thorns turntable with the, with it was the SME cartridge, and it was this beautifully balanced phonograph arm. And to balance it, you could adjust it. It had a little weight, a little aluminum, I think it was aluminum weight, attached to fishing, a clear fishing line, balancing it. So you just get the right pressure from the stylus to the LP. It's just this delicate thing, and we can get that moving. And once we get that feeling in our body, I feel the hands start to do everything it would do normally. Like he talks about. You move the fulcrum up to the front, then the fingers are, it's like that, I think. I get the particular feeling. I get doubles that way. Take close and say, then you start to feel the fingers doing this. See, the fingers are moving. They are opening and closing. But I'll lose that feeling if I don't keep this thing rocking. There, see?
A little different monster for me.
See how I keep it rocking? And then the hand does, I just leave it alone. So it's the turn, or rotation, that gives it to you. Now on the right, there's something similar happening, where you're just getting this thing to rock. Just rocking. Now it could be the wrist is a fulcrum, so the wrist is doing that windmill kind of thing. See, but you got it just like over here. You got to keep this thing moving. It's as if there's an updraft and then a downdraft. That's always consistent. Force is identical both ways, and I start to get this feeling. You could think of it turning in this fulcrum area like you could over here in the crotch of the thumb. You could think of it right in here. This Carlos space somewhere between the 3-finger grip, and it's moving there. Could be moving there. I don't want to get that. And then I start to get this feeling in my hand, so that ultimately as I go to play doubles, I get the feeling of how the hand will work. It starts to move, the fingers do some movement, and it feels like the middle finger is acting like the index finger in tradition. If I move this way, but it's about turning my wrist properly. If you don't turn the wrist properly, none of that stuff seems to happen. So this guy who just says, I don't care where you hold the stick, but turn your wrist. I don't think he says, I don't know if he calls it a wrist turn. But you see, it's here, see the thing is moving, and then if I move the fulcrum up, well, now I'm set up for tradition. But now if I, see, so now if I move the fulcrum up to the, but I've got to keep this feeling happening. This is where the Chad thing, I want to keep the thing. And it started to happen. I've got to keep it. Got to keep them both moving in the same way. And then I can start making that motion that we discussed, each wrist, and then I get a little release. And because I'm holding the stick in this particular way, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. In the left, squeeze, release. First finger feels like the middle finger in the right, and you start to get this beautiful thing. And you're not doing anything. Okay, so I'm taking you. That's where we're going here. Okay, so what we were doing was we were working on Chad. So what Chad does, I believe, it gives you this feeling of, well, there is circular motion. It's a little bit like the windmill. It does feel like this motion would ultimately go all the way around. Or it would go all the way around in the other direction. And so there's a fulcrum, the propeller on an airplane, whatever that is. You see fulcrums, lever systems. The human body is built up of a series of lever systems. So there's this circular motion potential, and Freddie Gruber talks about that too. And then if you're over here and you're going to go this way, and he starts to fall over, right? So he's onto some of this stuff. It's cool. Okay, so now with Chad, we don't keep it going, but if I did keep it going, it would go all the way around in a circle. And if there wasn't a surface here to stop it would go all the way around. So there's still that feeling. So as you lift it up, it wants to go that way or that way. And there's a fulcrum. Here we have awareness of two fulcrums. Which of the two fulcrums we're aware of? I think it's hot here today, but it's cooling off just enough that I'm going to, for the sake of everyone's ability to hear, I'm going to endure whatever heat is going on. It's a beautifully hot day here. Okay? So let's stay in the right. Okay, because we really don't want to get away from the simplicity of, if the stick is bouncing, there's a fulcrum in the hand somewhere. And all we want to do, wherever the fulcrum might be, is develop a wrister. So here, now we've moved the fulcrum up to here. But if I don't turn my wrist in a particular way, that feeling doesn't exist as profoundly. So I asked you the question, I'll answer. So I have the fulcrum here, which would take us all the way around if it would go like that, or all the way around this way, this fulcrum thing. And I have a fulcrum in the hand. So when the stick is bouncing over a fulcrum, it's doing the same thing. See, it's like the propeller. It's like the triple beam scale. See, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, just like I want you to rotate or turn. The stick, the fulcrum in the hand is behaving in the same way. And look, it needs very little. Look, once I set it into motion, it does it all by itself. Get tons of rebounds. As opposed to, if I'm going to play doubles, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. That's just like a lot of work.
Yep.
But if you have knowledge of the fulcrum, it becomes much easier. So we have the fulcrum in the hand, and we have a fulcrum in the wrist. So we're going to play multiple rebounds. Try that. Want to be in your right or your left? You decide. Let's just keep it in one hand for now.
I keep this, so I force myself to keep my thumb down so I can't see the corners, because I'm still working on that.
That's good, man. It's cool. We haven't even talked about it. Okay, but we're in your left. That's cool. I should be too. I'm more confident in my right when I'm in matched. So when you get to the surface, I'm feeling that very fulcrum-oriented kind of thing going.
Yep.
Fulcrum here, and I feel the middle finger,
This one.
first finger and thumb guiding the stick over the middle finger. Does the hand do something? It's so little, if you talking about it could spoil it. I turn, and if it's rebounding, it means, and we've got a grip in the front of the hand like that ancient molar gentleman discusses, it's probably not too bad. And you want to stay palm down. You don't want to do any twisting. You said that yourself. The wrist is like the bye-bye motion as a child. See? Tapping into what is so ultimately natural for the human body. Well, we want to be very aware not to do any opening and closing. You just hold it. You turn and know that your fulcrum is up in the front of the hand, probably the middle finger, and there's a fulcrum in the wrist. That's all. Okay, now play 4.
What's that?
Play 4.
Play 4?
4.
Oh.
Not bad. See how the stick is bouncing at the surface like we described? You get all those notes, right? Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. I don't need a lot of force. I told you it's very gentle. The wind will move it. The slightest breeze. You know, if it was a wind sail, it wouldn't take much to get this thing to go that way and this way. Well, it's bouncing. It seems to be away from the palm a little bit. Right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Not adding much, and not, I'm just turning. Not bad. 1, 2. 1.
Oh, you had me practicing this. I do this like 5 minutes a day, each hand.
Well, that's because you couldn't lift the stick back up. So how are you going to get the thing to start to go? How are you going to keep it moving? So you can start to play doubles, right? We've got to keep it moving. There's that thing. There's that thing.
Yeah, this hand is my bad hand.
This doesn't move, not for long. So you want
That's why I'm working the left hand, not the right.
Oh, that's cool. Good. So what you want to do is you want to get, for me, to get that thing to teeter-totter back and forth with the feeling of a fulcrum. You'd think that they're like a propeller, or like a windmill. It doesn't go. It just it's consistent. Something that goes back and forth. Have you ever seen the wind? You know those trying to think of it. You know those flags that, you know, they'll have at a car dealership, and there's those little triangular flags.
Yeah, those.
And the wind catches them, and they start to go.
Yeah.
Back and forth. That's it. Wherever they're attached is the fulcrum, and they start to create a snapping sound, and they're moving at the same speed in both directions. They have to be.
Yeah.
So down is a certain speed, and up will be the same speed. Down, up, da da up, da da
Up.
da da up, da da. See, da da up, da da up. That looks pretty good. You don't have to throw your fingers open. You don't have to do anything. You know there's a fulcrum in the front of the hand. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's the Chad Wackerman exercise with a little more detail included in terms of how it might relate to, or does relate to, what is a fulcrum, or I should say the lever system, which involves a fulcrum. The lever arm rocking over the fulcrum, force to resistance, right? Applied to a lever arm, the beam rocking over the fulcrum. Okay? Now, then we had you move on to, because now we're getting into what would be, how do you make this throw that's not molar, it's not
No,
modified,
no.
but it is some kind of evolution with regards to how to create a whipping-like motion without using your arm and trying to make a whipping-like motion.
I wasn't doing that until you sent me that video, and then I changed.
That's cool. I know, but I was careful. I just sent it to you. You only had one day to muck yourself up.
I was like, oh,
I know. I questioned. Do I need to not? Did I send it? Okay, but you're fine. You're fine. We just don't want to be doing this. It was more about turning your wrist and deciding where the stick what area of the hand will the stick rock over. Real simple. So now, boy, it is hot in here. Jeez.
yeah, it's hot in here too.
Yep. Okay. Well,
I got the sun. I don't have my air conditioner going, so you can hear me.
Yeah, join the club, right? Well, that is supposed to be some of the nicest climate in all of Canada. What is the name?
It is.
How do you pronounce the name of this city in area in Vancouver, in British Columbia, where you reside?
Kelowna.
Kelowna.
Means black bear in native language. And then there's Kalamalka Lake, which is a beautiful lake, has all these different colors, greens and blues. Kalamalka means lake of many colors.
Oh, those Canadians, man. You guys really know how to live. Well, that's, I've seen pictures of that area. It's stunning.
Yeah. It's a
okay.
nice area.
Yeah. So here we are. Now we're not going to lose any of this concept of fulcrum. It's very important. It'd be nice if your Canadian geese keep flying and interrupting our web.
Oh, those are called cobra chickens.
Okay. Yeah. See, I told you I'm learning something. And and when I come to visit and shoot the next episode of The Fish and Musician, it'll be on the lake of many colors. That's where we're going.
Yeah. Well, there's fish. There's some good fishing around here for sure.
That there is. Yep. I know all about that. Okay.
And there's windmills.
And you don't have your prime minister isn't opposed to windmills.
No.
The free power of the wind.
In fact, they're adding way more up in the Nicola Valley up here.
Great. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So we're not going in that direction. Let's not go there. Okay. So what we've got happening now is we're learning the throw. It's got to be wrists. Now when I do this, feeling it towards the front of the hand, not in the back of the hand. In fact, interestingly, this is interesting. Holding it in the back of the hand makes it hard for me to pronate.
Yeah, it
feels hard.
That's kind of where I got that from. Is because holding in the back of the hand, your elbow wants to come out to do that, right?
It does lead towards molar. You can see why.
Yeah.
That's natural. If we're not, we move the fulcrum to the front of the hand.
But here it's just up and down.
See, you can go around the stick like this. Put the stick on the surface. Yeah, no, just put it down. No. Okay, now go around the stick. No, leave the stick flat.
Oh.
It'll connect to it.
Yep.
See how flexible that area is in that way? Now we can move around the stick. Does that mean I'm doing something with? No, I'm not doing anything with my fingers. My hand will open like I could move around the stick and haven't done anything. I've just pronated and moved around the stick. Okay, we're not going to be moving that much. And right now we're not even making an upstroke, but if we did make an upstroke, which is what Louis demonstrates in the video, him teaching Louis Belson, he goes First he has Louis just bend forward, and then he has him follow it up, and you get that. Real slow. So I feel the middle finger move a little bit, move a little bit. There's a release. And then I feel the middle finger come towards the palm. I'm not doing it. That's how the body works. So again, this feeling of this turn, this circular thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could feel it. It wants to. Okay, so anyway. And then going in this direction. There's a circular nature to this thing. It has to do with fulcrum. So, see, we want to keep it in the wrist. We drop it. It moves in a particular, it reminds me of this feeling. When I turn my wrist normally, there's that feeling of it wanting to go around and around and around in that direction. With this being a fulcrum, or there's a fulcrum here that's not being used, but we could think of this as the, how would you say, the central point of the motion, however you want to do it. See, so that will turn into a double if I keep moving that way. And I feel my hands do what it needs to do, but I have to keep it moving in this way. Now, if I'm going to, I don't want to lose. Now, if I'm going to play a throw, it still moves in that way. Now, this part is bigger, see, but it's moving this way, just like it was down here. Now, it's up here, it's bigger. Okay, but I'm here, and the throw, it's going to move in that way. But I've just included this little bend, and it gives me a little release. So I get that to that. Release, squeeze, release, squeeze. See, now the problem, if you're going to do the doubles in that other way, where you're doing something like that, I guess it's really like you're always throwing. So to make a throw, it's built in, you're always throwing. Here, we're not throwing. We're not throwing. But then when we do decide to throw, the elbow comes out. So it doesn't keep coming out every time we turn our wrist. We're just turning our wrist, you see? So doing something, and for doubles, we're just turning our wrist. It's when we go to throw that we release. The elbow will move a tiny bit, then it will come out. And then it comes back in. I don't see your elbow starting here by your side in the left. Yeah,
On the left.
Yeah.
I noticed what that was. You know what it is? It's how I sit. I kind of sit kind of over this way. And so if I straighten up.
There you go. That's a good.
You know what I'm saying? It's how I'm sitting. Like if
Richard,
I'm sat, yeah, I'm not sitting square. I totally, you know what? I've spent so much time in front of this bloody mirror that I know that.
It's a perfect T. The shoulders line up in such a way that you form a perfect T.
I've actually been working on that. That's something I've also been working on my practicing, because I was like, why is my elbow out? This is my natural sit.
Good.
And so this side's kind of in.
Good.
So I need to sit straight.
And you'll notice that you're sitting like a three-legged stool, right? You're
four-legged. Four-legged.
No, Dick would say three-legged. He'd say the two sides of your rear end act as one leg, and then the two legs themselves act as the second and third leg.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how he would think.
Nope.
So let's just get the first part for a second. It's cool. It's in the right direction. So we're just getting the first part. It's got to come from. It just feels like you're going. See, when you bend, the wrist will kind of go up.
It's,
Yeah, like that, like that. Looks pretty good.
yeah,
Ooh,
that's there.
just hanging there. And you're ready to turn your wrist. That's a wrist turn. You could use gravity or you could use muscular force, but you're just turning.
Yeah.
And now you're going to turn your wrists again. Turn. Yeah. And turn again. There. That moves the elbow a little bit. Now turn up. Turn. 3-finger grip. And finish. Turn. 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 Yeah, it's okay to keep them separate. Turn. Turn. Eventually they blend into themselves, but I get turn, 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 release, squeeze. There's a rhythm to it. Turn, turn. Get your timing like mine. Turn, 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 turn. Note, turn, out in a turn. Note, note. There. Turn, 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 turn. Yeah, turn. Just drop it down. Don't go up. Don't give me something. Just it's this little release. So it has to come from here. That first turn is going to come from the floor towards the surface. And then turn again. Yeah, don't be afraid to turn your wrist and give me a big turn up. Turn, turn, turn. Let me see the inside of your hand when you turn for your second turn. It could be broken into 3, but I kind of think of this as one turn. Turn, turn, like turn. Here, just do this with me. Let your arm hang. Let your arm hang. Let it go by your side. Bring it up. There you go. Turn up to here. Just hang in here. 3-finger grip. And then turn back down. Turn. Turn. Yeah, not bad. So that's what I'm feeling. I get this part, and then I do a big turn. Turn, so it's all wrist. You could get an accent just without the little bend, but the bend gives you the release, and it gives you that wave, and it gives you the whip. And turn. Come on, turn your wrist. No, I see the white door behind, in between your body and your elbow. This is the subtle stuff. This is why I'm here. It's hard to hear, I know. See, you can see my black chair a little bit. See, you look like this. Let me see. How would I do? You look like you're doing something. It's real subtle, but it tells me it's not quite happening. You're doing something like, let's see if I can duplicate it. This is wrong. See my elbow? See, if I push from in here, if I make this the fulcrum, they're all fulcrums, but which one am I using and which one am I activating? Just like which fulcrum are you using in the hand? I'm using this fulcrum in the wrist. So I get fulcrum here. I'm not going to do any fulcrum motion from my elbow. I'm going to turn my wrist, so it's going to be the fulcrum in the wrist again. And watch what happens. My elbow comes back in because I'm not. If I use it, the upper arm kind of stays in one place, and Dick Wilson would call that a butcher chopping meat. You don't want that. Yeah, turn. Yeah, better. See, for me, the elbow moves ever so slightly right there. Look how little, watch. Oh, we have a delay. Okay, but you can see it. See, it's moved. Now, if I go to lift, I think by virtue of lifting it, it starts to come back in. Watch. Comes back in. It goes out on the way up, and as I turn up, it comes back in. Feel it. So let's get this part. Let's just get this part and wait. Did your elbow move at all? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Good, you're not okay. Let's try it again. Get nice and flat and relaxed. There. See, it moved a little, And then wait, you don't jump ahead. You got it. Keep the bead down. Okay, now I want you to turn up and see if you're, do it again. Just the, no, bead would have to be right over the surface. If you're really pronate, the elbow is out. Okay, good. And the elbows come out a little bit. Now, if I turn up, it comes back in. Feel it in? Don't play yet. Stay with me. It's in. You're done. You can finish. There. Now you're going to bend and it's going to go out again. There. Turn up, it comes in. Yeah, think of it.
Feels like I'm forcing it to come in though.
Really? Watch. Not me.
It's like I'm pushing it in so that
Okay.
it doesn't feel natural. It feels like I'm actually pushing it in, forcing it in. So I'm coming out and then up.
Well, for me, watch. Okay. I'm just like this, right? And I just do that. Now, if I turn my wrist up, it reverses it. See, it reverses, doesn't it? Just put
yeah. Oh no, I get that, but it feels like I'm to get it into my side, so there's no space. It feels like I got to force it.
Okay, well, your body's acclimating to something new, but go ahead and put your other hand under your left hand. Let's just, I'll hang with you for a minute. It takes being meticulous. Okay, just stay nice and flat. Don't be up too high. Just be like in a playing position somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And just my hands just normal, kind of closed, sort of just resting on there, right? Now, now if I were to roll up towards the second knuckle, I would get that, right? Yeah, like that. See? Mm-hmm. Now roll back down. Mm-hmm. Now roll back down. Did you force that? It has to do that.
Well, it's not coming.
You're there. Roll it. Just reverse it. Reverse it.
Well, so but did you see I came down and then it comes in?
Well, look. It's attached. It does this. It would do this, and it would do this. It's blown up like Richard Wilson. Come on, all the way up. No, come on. You're not rolling. You're just doing this. Your molar. It's wrist. Roll like the rolling pin. No, put your hands.
Yeah.
Put your hands here. Hold the rolling pin. Okay. Got everything right. Okay, now roll all the way up. Yeah, it starts to stretch in here, huh? I'll roll back. There, see? That's what it does. And then back. I'm a little closer, so my elbows go out a little more. So put your stick on your lap. Let your arms hang. No, gotta be hanging. Gotta be totally hanging. There. Now roll. Roll the stick. Roll the wrist. The wrist. Roll. There. No, you got it. You got it. Roll your wrist. There. Now unroll your wrist. Do it again. Unroll. There. We'll keep it in the wrist. The arms will just do that.
But there's still a space.
No, it's fine. Yeah, you don't want to pin your arm to your side. It's just hanging here, whatever it is. Whatever this is, when you bring it up and leave it, yeah, it's like that. Now, if you roll, it would move away, and if you roll back, it comes down. So for here, and we duplicate this idea of rolling, so it's got to start in a normal position because we're moving like a fine Swiss watch. So everything has to be, okay, that looks normal. Now, if I were to roll up, I would get the tiniest bit of, just like that. Now, if I were to, don't make a throw, if I were to unravel that and roll down, the elbow would do that. Roll up.
But it came down after. That's the thing.
No, it didn't.
There.
Come on, but this has to flatten out. You have to roll. See, it goes to a hump and then it unhumps. Make a hump. Okay, now flatten it out. Yeah, have you ever scooped ice cream? Scooped up the ice cream? Come on, you're going this way. Now scoop up the ice cream. And the ice cream isn't letting the spoon lift it right away because you're trying to lift the, come on, lift it, scoop the, yeah, like that. Scoop the ice cream. Yeah. Scoop it. Have you seen Vinny do that? He's on the ride cycle doing this, like, he gets into it, man. You can just see this. He's making that motion. Making an up and down motion without an accident. Like, okay, but don't lift it up. Imagine it's wedged and trapped and you can't lift it. It would scoop down like that. Right. So now it can move. So it's going to be scooping, but you're going to be lifting. And it'll scoop back in. It'll do that as you, now just lift. More like that. Just don't complete it though. Just come to here. Like you, no, turn up. There. That's what it would do. Finish. And finish. Make scoop out, scoop up, finish. Scoop out or rotate, pronate, scoop, finish. It's got to have that feeling. That's the feeling. It's better. Now let's put that, see if you can play this stroke. This is stuff you'll have to work on your own, but you're feeling your body now. It's like, okay, right? So now we're going to play the upstroke and downstroke. We're at 40. I had you really slow. So we're just doing this. We have a major delay there, huh? There. And there. Scoop. Scoop. Watch. Scoop. 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 Look, I'm making a motion and I'm not, look, I'm not making an accent. I'm making a motion. Look. Look, my elbow's moving. I can make a motion and not make an accent, or I can make a little accent, or I can make a bigger accent. It's all the same motion. Don't lift it up, drop it down. You got to get the hump. Don't go sideways, just bend forward and get a hump. And you'll get that scoopy thing. Okay, put your metronome on at 40. Come along. Put your metronome, is your metronome on? Hold on, you're caught up in the world of, can you hear me?
Yep.
Put your metronome on at 40.
Oh, okay.
I
wasn't hearing that.
You become glazed over and it's like,
I'm just looking at my hand in the mirror.
You're going into what is like, that's what happens in a sweat lodge, you know. You start to hallucinate. Nah, you're just going sideways. Just go forward. Like that. Like that. You don't try to go sideways, you just go forward. The elbow will so tiny. There you go. And turn your wrist up to the ceiling a little higher. You got it. Yeah, go forward. There. Don't go sideways and try to give me some kind of an ersatz version of, you know, mimicking what it is. It's just so tiny. It's all in the wrist. Yeah, it's not too bad. And the other hand is just holding with the fulcrum kind of towards the front of the hand. And now the left is just turning with the fulcrum kind of towards the front of the hand. Kind of like Chad Wackerman, only we're not letting it rebound. We're just turning. Then you don't go sideways. And if you're going to go up, you go forward. And just notice it, not too bad. Wrist, turn, release, turn, forward, up, down, up, down, up. Better. Stop low. The hand feels a little open going up, tiny. You're thinking of the grip towards the front of the hand. You have to stop and then drop it down though, to go forward. You have to go forward. You don't turn the wrist for your upstroke. You go down, down, down. No, don't give me this, just turn down. It'll work if you do it. Stop low and turn down. No, you turned up, down. You got it, turn down. Stop low, no. I don't want you turning. See, you're turning more than you need to. It's the same thing we were talking about playing doubles and using two motions. Yeah, it's one motion. This part of is just like a regular throw. You don't turn, wait, let me just show you. This is where the real speed comes in, is to really get this going. A throw does not mean you go up, down, throw. Up, down, throw. No. A throw, if you're not making a note, goes down, because you turned, like Louis has, like Marie has Louis do, and then another turn. So it just goes like this. See? A throw does not go like this and this. Give me a throw and show me the beginning of it. Goes, no, give me the begin, no, just a throw on the right. Just the first part of it. Don't make a note, don't make a note. What is it, what happens? It does that. You didn't go up. Yeah, it goes down. Now, this time when you go down, let it touch. Don't go up. There, that's all it is. That's the inside, that's the secret sauce. If you start doing this and moving even a little, thinking that this is going to be an upstroke, and you're going to turn up, and no. The turn up is like you're just making, it's like you're just throwing over, watch. I'm throwing over and over again. I turn down and I turn up. It's all a wrist turn. Watch. I'm getting some squeeze and release. Now all I do is I don't turn for this. If I want this note here to be heard, if I want to make a note, I don't turn up first. I just let it drop. See, it looks the same as this. Here's a regular throw. Now I'm going to make a note. See? The motion doesn't change. It doesn't go up, it goes down. Down. Because a throw goes down. With no note, it goes down. It's just a throw. It's one throw, and you get two notes. It's the idea of turning once and getting multiple notes. It's happy. There you go. There you go. It's that. It goes down like a throw. Yeah, now make some throws and don't touch. Don't make an up. Just make a throw. It's just now it's an up motion. Up motion. There. Now you know that's how you play a backbeat. If you don't want to touch, no, don't go up. It just goes down. So go from throwing and not changing that motion to not making a note to making a note. Know the difference. You're so close to the surface you can't help but make a note. Murray, right? It's that. That's the shit. Okay? Okay, now let's put the metronome up. Let's see if it works. Let's see what happens. I don't know.
The what?
Oh, let's turn up the metronome. Let me find a tempo. Here we're at 52. So I know that I'm going to have to make a throw at this speed. See? This is a throw. Still looks like an upstroke, but it's not. I'm not touching. If I wanted to touch, I can. And then I can put the other hand in. And it's so easy, and I get the release. Now just throw and don't touch. Put the other hand in and don't make an upstroke. Just make a throw. Make a throw, though. You can hit for the downstroke. Just don't touch on the way up. Make a throw. Throw. Accent. Accent. Come on, give the little bend at the beginning, but don't touch. Just goes whack. Whack. Now let it touch, and you'll have two notes. You get two notes for free. Don't turn up to the ceiling. Just let it touch. There, see, you stop so close to the surface, you get two notes. One of them is for free. Have the other hand, and you got it. There you go. You look much better. Don't go out to the side. It just goes forward. There you go. Much better. That's the concept, right? So let's see. What happens? What happens here at 80? I don't want to be impatient, but let's see. And now the throw is to speed. Don't play yet. I know you're trying to play. See, I still get the little bend. I get a little squeeze and release. I get that benefit too, and then I can put in the upstroke. See? Now I got two notes, but I'm not doing anything different than a regular throw. Then I add the other hand. Here it is even faster. Yeah. 80. Put your metronome at 80. It popped it up now.
At what? What?
80. 80.
80?
Yeah. Yeah, just make a throw. Come on, don't be stiff about it. It's a little bend, which is a wrist turn, and then you turn your wrist like a normal wrist turn. Not bad. See? Keep it in the wrist. There you go. On the other hand, you kind of got it. Just stop low and just bend forward. Don't be stiff and jerky. Just nice, smooth, all in the wrist. Come on, you got to give me that little bend, though, so the elbow does something. Stop low and bend forward. Just go back to a regular throw. Regular throw. No upstroke. Read. Yeah. Now add the upstroke, and you'll get da 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 da. And I go da da. Worldwide of sports. Da 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 do da. Day do da 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 boo do. Now you can go da 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 da, and now your nil pert. Da da da, things like that. Is that what you see that is? And you're playing Hockey Night in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Taking a pause for the cause? Much better. That's, yeah. It's all wrist, dude. Wrist. Very simple, actually. Okay. All right, so I sent you a video that I put up yesterday. It was playing Swiss triplets.
Yeah.
Now, Swiss triplets are just doubles. I sent you a video of someone describing one way of playing doubles, which is very different than the gentleman who is discussing Ancient Moeller, how he approaches playing the instrument.
Mm-hmm. Which kind of just messed me up both ways. Because I started adding different elements of both of those into my play.
That's cool. See, this is what we go through. You're doing the work, man. And now that's all.
I'm like, what's he getting at? What's the secret sauce here? Okay, I got to do this. And then it was like, oh, shit.
It's all behind you now. So, what I, you said, oh, what speed are you playing the Swiss? I said, well, that's 152. And with regards to doing the push-pull, and it doesn't feel like there's time to do all that stuff. That's why this Ancient Moeller guy is so cool. Is you just turn your wrist. Mm-hmm. There's no time. I don't have time for all this clever stuff. I'm going to open and pull and snap back and do.
Yeah.
No. You just turn your wrist, man. This is all a wrist turn. There's no, and you'll see that as you got that up to 80, man. Yep, we're in Hockey Night in Canada's territory in terms of speed now. And Neil Peart playing Hockey Night in Canada. There's
actually Annika Miles was just in your town, right?
Who was that?
Annika Niles was playing with Rush just in Inglewood.
Okay.
They have 4 sold out nights in Inglewood.
I can't believe I never met Neil. He went to the high school next to mine. I always expected it to happen. It bugs me.
Well, he lived in LA for quite a while too, right?
I just figured it organically. I met everybody else. I figured it was going to happen. We talked about Don Thompson and Hockey Night in Canada theme. Maybe Don Vickery. I don't know. And so there's no. You'll see as the speed comes up, it seems like, well, you can get it pretty fast. So there is time, I guess, but it feels like it's a lot of work. I have to move this entire construct in a Moeller approach to get the speed, as opposed to this. I don't want to be doing this. That's a lot of work. I'm looking for efficiency. So maybe there is time, but there's a lot more work involved to get it to happen. And that's why I want you to read the Richard Wilson Modern Drum article, because he says right at the beginning, why was Buddy Rich so much faster than everybody else? Because of the efficiency of his motions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he says. See, you just got much faster because this is not efficient. Not only is it more work moving the entire construct. And by the way, Buddy Rich, I have an article from, what is it, 1988 or something? I'd have to look. It's behind the Great Wall of China here, the Great Wall of Canada. Canada. Okay, I'm not going there. And so, Buddy says, I don't need to use my arms to get around the drums. I'm real flexible. I just turn my wrist. He says that's a wrist. He talks about not using the arms specifically. He also talks about not using his fingers. He says I just hold a grip that's loose enough to accommodate some motion in the hand so that the stick can rebound. See? And I know I'm not going to argue with Buddy Rich.
No.
Right. Correct. Okay, so read that article. It's a very cool, brilliant article. Okay, so again, now that you're feeling this throw without unnecessary motion, that you've got a throw that is starting to feel like, not feel like, it does feel like something. It feels like a wrist turn. It feels like a wrist turn this way and a wrist turn this. It's wrist. It just feels like wrist. And so what Murray has us doing is starting off with right flams. That means we make this little wrist turn again. All the stuff we talked about. Yes, there's a fulcrum in the wrist. There's this, so there's a fulcrum. There's something like this happening. There is, see, there it is. It's going back and forth. It's kind of the same speed up and down. If it wasn't a delay in the Canadian geese. Gotta love them. See, it's a fulcrum. Could the fulcrum be, could you imagine it somewhere in here? Is that where it's, well, we're not, there's fulcrum potential in here, so you could think of this as being the valence point, or fulcrum, or you could think of the wrist as being that. But it's got to be smooth, and it's got to feel like it could turn into the windmills of your mind. Okay, so that's happening over here for our grace note. And then we're just making downstrokes, which you got today. You got it without the upstroke, and then you realize, oh, it almost feels identical. Now I can play. Now you're twice as fast, but you haven't changed anything. See? Look, it's going to be twice as fast, you know. If I add that note, now I'm getting twice as many notes, and I'm making the same, and I'm also getting a little release. And that's where Murray would say you get to release the tension that builds up. Okay, so we're playing right flams. Like that. It's all a wrist turn. No, now you're not making a throw. It's cool. You could just.
Oh, you want to?
Well,
you want that?
See, I'm throwing.
Okay, you want to throw?
I'm playing up and down strokes.
Okay. Yeah.
Or I'm not. Which you got, this big thing you got today. Okay, so let's set a metronome. So where are we going to be? We went all the way up to 80 with your last exercise. So if we take this, I'm telling you, the way you get this stuff is by doing it slow. And then making it fast. There you go, not too bad. Yeah. You could call it, some guys call it breaking the wrist. And that gives you this little thing, and it triggers the arm. And so the elbow does that scooping thing. And then instead of just, and I showed you, I can make motions and not play an accent.
Yeah.
I can go up and down. So I get that nice, relaxed, flexible motion, you know? so I can get upstrokes and downstrokes, so I can make notes going in both directions like a violinist playing a long tone. Okay, now what we're doing is nothing different. It's all the same stuff. That's why you get it slowly, and then you'll have this for every stroke. It's some version. Every stroke is some version of these motions. Murray combines them so that they get a little more tricky. Oh, now we have to put this motion here. That's what he does with. That's what he does with Louis. He takes them through what, 4 strokes? He says, now add a note here. Don't change anything. Just add one note. He goes, see, now you're playing this. He goes, now do it both ways. See, now you're playing that. He just adds a note, and using this, all of what are one or more of the 7 basic strokes. Okay, so here we have one of the 7 basic strokes, or 2 of them, which is a up to a down. Now Murray thought this was so important, he added another basic. He called this a single stroke. If we're going to make a note, because this is so prevalent in the technique, which you just got. It's this little thing. That's why we had to really take our time with it. You got to get that first little drop, and then so it just feels like a regular throw, and the throw has a little drop without a note. So go ahead and play flams, and we're at quarter notes. 40. Go for it.
Oh, 40?
Yeah.
Just right hand flam?
Play what's written. It's quarter note, right hand flams, which means the left hand will be playing the appoggiatura or the grace note. Gotta give me that.
Play it in time.
Yeah, and you got to give me the little bend first, don't you? If I don't see a little bend, see, I think that's why Dick Wilson would have you really leave the B down. He'd have you go up, and then Murray would complain, he's got a gooseneck, but that's to get this part of it. I don't see this part of it. You got to get that first, there, it's starting to come. Oh, no, this first part, the beat is right over the surface. It's that scooping thing. You can reverse it. There it is. Better, you got to get that, there it is, see? It's real slow. It feels slow. Almost feels like you're playing in slow motion when you get all these little parts. Turn, see, wrist turn, wrist turn, wrist turn, wrist. And the left hand is just going turn, turn. There you go, you got it. Go the other way. You got to get that little bend for it. Relax your arm. If your elbow's always sticking out, if it never relaxes and finds where it's going to begin the motion, you have no baseline. You have no zero bias line. Don't shove with your forearm. Turn your wrist. It's a little bend, and then you turn your wrist again, and everything will work out. Not bad. Just a little wrist turn in the right. It's an appoggiatura. Don't make it too big a turn in the right. Starting to happen. Now can you go both ways? It's what you just did. It's going to be no different. Now we're going to have an upstroke. Now you have to drop in each hand. It just takes concentration. It takes coordination. Not so much, a little coordination, I guess. Not the kind of coordination people think of when they think of drummers. Boy, how do you manage to get all of your limbs to play all those different things? Coordination is in one hand. How can you coordinate the one hand to make proper motions? It's not about all that other stuff. That's what people get. That's why they get.
Am I going hand to hand or just?
But if we went hand to hand, what would it look like? Before you even do it, I'll show you. Okay, go ahead and do it. No, see? But you could do it that way, and it's slow enough that it would make sense that you could do it that way. Okay, it's not quite it. Watch. What were you just doing? It's what we did for the exercise previous. Upstroke and downstroke. It's a drop. There's a little bend. I could follow it. I could scoop back. Oh, I froze. I could scoop back, and if I bend the begins right, I could scoop back for the second note. See? I'm not even playing an accent. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a motion so that I get this little hump, and then I'm going to turn my wrist, and then I'm going to make the little hump again, but I'm going to let it touch. And it's just what you just did. It's like making a throw over and over, and then just getting that note. It's what you just, You gotta make a little hump. Don't make the hump.
No.
Wait. If you shove from down here, you're never gonna get this scoopy feeling of the whole arm. Or like that. No, you don't turn up. You drop it down. There, and you turn. There. See how little the arm, come on, relax your arm. Just turn your wrist. Now turn your wrist again, like that. Turn, 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 turn. And you do that with the other hand. You do them back and forth. That's where some coordination comes in. Turn, little hump. Don't keep lifting. You don't get to, after you make your hump, don't lift anymore. Turn. There you go. Now put them together. No metronome, just go. No, you can't get the lift. So the appoggiatura is going to be the upstroke. Up. No, what is this? Right? I know. No, it's tiny. It's going to be as little as you just did it. It's just drop it. Just do it one way. How would we do that? Watch. I'll figure out a way. Let's see. What am I doing? So if I was going to make a left flam, I would, and then I wanted to know how the right would work, I would go and get that little hump. See, just try that. I don't mind if you come on up. Come. Let's see. So you're here somewhere, right? You've made a little motion. Okay, so you're going to make a downstroke, and as it comes down, you're going to make a little hump with your other hand. That's right. You got to make the little upstroke. No, you got to make a note. Yeah, it's got to be right there. That's it. Stop. Too much. You're moving too much. It's tiny. No, it's tiny. Just make throw. Now you're getting there. Just make throws. Because you know the throw. If you make a proper throw, it has an upstroke built in. It's an up motion. It's a little hump. You got to have that little hump. That's where your note will be. You got to give me the little. Don't play yet. Don't almost, but don't. Just give me throws. So you got the other exercise. It's a little hump. Yeah, make a prop there. See, it's the motions. See, it's not the clever monkey. It's decide where your fulcrum is going to be and turn your wrist. There, you got it. See, if you just keep doing that, give me the little hump first. Now just let that bump in. When you make your little hump for the throw, just let it touch. There you go. See, it just touches. It's the same as a throw. It'll feel almost like you're not making a note. Yeah, throw. It's tiny. Doesn't come up that much in the left. It's tiny. Tiny doesn't lift up. It drops down like a throw. Now just go back to throwing. Throw. Right? You just gotta have a hump. You gotta time it. Little hump there. That's what it's gonna feel like. Just keep throwing. Don't change that motion. Just let it touch. Don't change it. Just let it touch. Just let it touch. Come on. It's there. The surface is right there. It's going to bump in. Just keep making the throw. No, don't change it. It's there. See, just go back to throwing. Go back to throwing. Give me the little hump first. Don't touch. Make a throw. Note. Come on, just keep throwing. I'll show you where the note will be. I'll just say, you don't have to play it. Note. See, there's a note at the beginning. Note, right there. Note. There it is. Note. Say note. But don't play the note.
No.
There he is.
No.
It's almost bumping in by mistake. You bumped in by mistake, dude.
No.
Let it bump in. Note. Where you say no, just let it bump in.
No.
Well,
no.
I'm getting that right. Not quite right. Let me organize my thoughts. Let me see. Note. See, it's note. See, there's a note on the right. Note. And if I let it touch, note. No touching. Note. I'll say note. No. I'll just say note. I'm not touching. No. See. Note. Just do this. Note. Don't touch. Don't play it. Note. Just know it's there. Note.
Note.
That's your appoggiatura.
Note.
Note.
no, no,
There it is.
no,
There it
no,
is. Make it
no,
tiny. It's a
no,
little bend. It
no,
doesn't go
no, 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 up,
almost.
no, no,
Come on,
no,
small.
no,
Go back to throws. See if that
no,
feels like a throw. Go back to throw.
no,
Come on. It doesn't
no,
go like this.
no,
It's this little thing that you got. Note.
no,
Note.
no,
Come on.
no, no,
Clap. Flam.
no,
No.
no, no,
No.
no,
No.
no, no,
No. The note is the upstroke, not the
no,
downstroke.
no, 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 no,
Here it is.
no,
Flam.
no, 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 no,
Hold on.
no.
Hold on. What's wrong with this? I'm not, it might be me. Hold on a second. I'm coming up with clever ways. So if it's just this, and I go note, 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 note. If I play that note, it's a flam. Note, 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 note. It becomes a flam. See? Try it again. Why does you look different? I'm going to get my head around what you're doing.
No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
no, 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 no,
Note, 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 note,
no,
note, note,
no,
note,
no,
note,
no,
note,
no,
note,
no,
note,
no,
flam.
no, 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 no.
Now just let that touch and you'll have a flam. Note, note, there it is. Go back to just throwing. You got it. Note, 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 note,
Nope.
note, note. It's got to be even. Note. But it's if. Then you add it. Note. There's your flam. You're playing a Spivack flam. You're playing a Spivack flam. You're playing a Spivack flam. Okay, now let's put it up to. We put the other one up to what? We went. Put up to 52. Let's see what happens in 52. It's slow. Note, 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 note. God, it's real slow. If here's just throwing. Note, 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 note. So I'm just counting. I'm saying note for the upstroke. Put your metronome at 50
No,
and just say the upstroke.
no,
Don't play
no,
throws.
no, no,
No, don't
no,
say note for the upstroke.
no, 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 up,
Say,
no,
say up,
no,
up,
no,
up,
no,
up,
no,
up.
up,
Come on, now
up,
you're doing this. It's a tiny little thing. Changing your words change how you played. Up, up, but don't play it. Up, up. Come on, just throw. And just say the up. Up,
up, oh, up,
up, up, up.
up, up,
There it is.
up, 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 up.
Turn that into notes. Let it touch now. Up, flam, there it is. Flam, flam, flam. Okay. It's all backwards and crazy, isn't it? It's weird. Okay, let's put the metronome up. Oh heck, what happens? Let's get to some speed. So now we're at 80. Note, note. So up, 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 up. Now I'm playing it. Now let's let the delay go. Don't play it. Up, up, flam, punch for grace, grace, grace. That would be the grace note. And then I just let it touch. Nothing changes, see? Half the effort, twice the speed. Getting a little squeeze and release, so I get a little relaxation. Try it, 80. Just make it throws, and think about where that grace note would be, where the up or the note would be. When I say up, don't play it. It's an up motion. No, up doesn't mean this kind of up. Up is the upstroke. Just make throws. You've got to have a little bend at the beginning. That's your up. There it is, see? Hump, 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 hump. The hump becomes a grace note. Hump, hump, let it touch. Blap, blap. Don't change this motion. Don't change it. Go back to throwing. Get the timing of a regular throw. That's the secret. That's the secret sauce. And it's all, there you go. Let it touch. It's right there. It's right there. There it is. Don't change it. Almost, almost. Come on. It's just like a throw. There it all was. Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. So now we're at 80. So now let's think we're at, okay. Well, fine. Let's just keep it simple. Let's put it up. Let's put it up to 108. What happens at 108? We should have this probably play it as eighth notes now, but whatever. Up, 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 up. Just a throw. Hump, hump, hump. A little bend at the beginning. That's going to become my flam. Yeah, dude. Starting to happen. Okay, there you go. Let's take it up to.
I feel so tight.
Just relax. It's not. It's as you get this, you realize you're so used to. Oh, I'm really loose.
I just feel so tight.
No, it's just
tight my wrists.
This is not tight. This is very. All one hand is doing is this. No, just come on. Throw. Little hump. Throw. 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 Yeah, gotta form the hump first. Gotta get that little hump at the beginning. And then you put a hump, 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 hump. See, there's an up. Up, up, and the up becomes a grace note. You're right. Your left better than your right. Come on, now just go back to throwing. Go back to throwing. Come on, you got to give me a little hump at the beginning. And then turn. Little hump and turn. Hump and turn. There's triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'd have to turn the bedroom on. Okay, now look. Now look. Uh-oh, what's happening? Playing doubles. And on the other hand, when I get flams, because I time them, just like Swiss triplets, they're just doubled. See, it's just a double. See where this technique goes? It's just a double. Here's a double. See? Here's a Swiss triplet. Hey, double. And here's flams. Watch. Double, 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 double. Sneaky, isn't it? It's just timing them. This would be what? This would be doubles. If you time the double, a double and a double.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, double, double, double. Now, if you want to play Swiss triplets, you're going to move one double right to there. And it'll go blah, 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 blah. If you want to play fams, it'll go right to the middle. Blah, 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 blah. See? But first you want to get it with the throws and an upstroke. So it's just throw, throw, throw. So you're really you're challenged at 160. I just turned those into triplets. We're 168 and
160.
168 actually. 168. Are we? Yeah, 168. So that we're just playing throw, 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 throw. And then I just know that there's a little hump right here. Right there, right there, right, and that's a note. See, that little hump is my note. And then I can speed that up. Still stopping with the switch. And then at a certain point, I can start to turn that into rebounds. And then it gets too fast, so I don't want to make throws anymore, so I just start turning. Regular doubles, or Swiss triplets, or yeah, gotta get the little hump and then turn high. Little hump and turn high. Yeah, you're starting to get it, dude. Yeah, all right. You have to just practice that over and over and really get that little bend at the beginning. And then turn real high. A little more of a hump would set the whole thing off. Yeah, that's right. There you go. Yeah, that's not too bad. All right, Scott. We got rid of all this stuff. That's gone. It's all in the wrist. It's a little hump, which is a wrist turn, and then it's a turn to the ceiling, which is a wrist turn, and it's a turn, and it's just wrist, wrist, wrist forever. Done.
Yep.
Yeah, so this page is the most important page of the technique. Murray, I think, introduces the upstroke and downstroke previous to this page.
Mhm.
Just to help you learn what I taught you before we got to the Flam, which is how to make an upstroke to a downstroke, right? And then now he puts the upstroke. He takes the two hands and puts them together, and suddenly you can play Flams with the same technique, the same concept. And then he moves you into the feint and Flam, which is that's what we're going to do next. The Flam and feint, and the Flam and stroke, and that just creates the foundation for the entire technique. It's kind of it.
Yep.
You're kind of done. But you're going to need my guidance as we go along. But this is a big chunk of what it is we're doing, and so just keep it simple, keep it ancient. You'll be fine. Yeah, man.
Yep.
A lot better than when you came in, dude. Looking really good. Turning off the camera.